Sky Blue Fans TV. For the fans, by the fans.
Hello, very good evening to you. Welcome to another edition of Sky Blue Fans TV. I'll try and put a smile on my face, but it is a bit depressing at the moment. As you know, another defeat at Preston. The curse continues. We'll be talking tonight about defensive struggles, another poor goal conceded. Are the players to blame? Surely they've got to take some responsibility as well, not just the manager. And fan reaction. Is it okay for the fan reaction after the match, after the final whistle, to have a go at Robbins and the players? Is that acceptable? Well, we'll be talking about that. Also, the midfield struggles. Are we good enough in the middle of the park, even with Sheaf back? Well, we'll talk about that and all the other things Sky Blue with our two guests tonight. And we've got a QPR fan as well a bit later on in the programme who we're going to talk about our a very important game now on Tuesday night away at QPR. Right, let's bring them in then. Milesy and Claudio, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Well, where do we start? Where do we start, Miles? Where do we start after that? Because I thought, we were talking just a minute ago, and I don't think it was our worst performance, put it that way. We certainly improved, and I thought we deserved a point, to be honest. I did. But end up getting nothing.
Well, I thought, you know what, and I'm not going to go off on one. I just, look, there's enough people going off on one at the moment. I'm not going to go off on one. But I thought we didn't play too badly. I thought we looked a bit more comfortable at the back yesterday with the flat three. Yeah. I thought Lattabody came in after his international break, and I thought he coped quite well with the jet lag. If he was suffering from jet lag, that is, I thought he did really well. I thought we did look a little bit stronger at the back yesterday, to be honest with you. I've seen that Dovin was getting a lot of stick yesterday as well after the game. I think that in the first half, they probably could have been 2 or 3 up if it wasn't for Dovin. I thought he had a pretty good game, to be honest. And I thought there was some improvement there, to be honest. I did see some improvement. And for me, Bissett, he has to start every game because the energy and the pace he brought around the pitch was just fantastic. I can't believe he got substituted, to be honest with you. But Bissett, for me, yesterday, he should have stayed on for the full 90 minutes, even though I know he played the other night. But he just looked a different player to everybody else on the pitch, to be honest. So yeah, I'm not, as I say, I'm not going to go off on one because too many people are doing it. So I'm just disappointed that the curse is still happening, and we still haven't won at Preston. That's the laughing joke about it. You know what I mean? That's the funny side of it. We still haven't won at Preston in the league. It's just amazing. It's just amazing,
really. It's unbelievable that all the teams, all the different teams, different managers, different players still don't win or get anything. You know,
no.
A point would have been fine. I would have accepted a point before the match yesterday, to be honest. And I thought we were very lucky to get one. But I mean, look, the team selection. Look, there it is. There's a team. Claudio, were you surprised with the amount of changes with the team?
I got to the point now. I'm not sure Mark Robbins knows what he's doing anymore. I just don't. I don't understand what's going on now, because you got a guy who comes in, Latty, who's possibly jet lagged, was the best defender on the pitch. It's embarrassing for the other lot.
Yeah,
we knew he'd go 3 at the back, but we ended up going 5 at the back, really, because Milan, what on earth is up with him at the minute? He's dreadful at the minute, I think. He's not getting up the pitch. He's not defending. I mean, he gave a couple of corners away when there was no need to give corners away.
Yeah.
I just think, I mean, Miles said they could have scored 3 in the first half. Defensively, we are shocking. We just letting him go. Every time the cross comes in the box, there's problems. And we've got a young keeper who he don't want to come out for those balls. I know he made a couple of really good saves, but
he did. I thought he made 2 excellent saves, to be
and
honest.
even when you look at the goal itself, the cross comes in, Latty gets a half a head on it, it drops down to the guy's feet in the 6-yard box. He's got time to put it back in. And Josh Eccles, if Josh Eccles hadn't around back, the guy would have been offside. That Reece, he'd have been offside. He actually he runs back and plays him back onside. We've got an absolute bunch of idiots at the minute playing in our team. They're clueless. I'm sorry, they're clueless. And on about the process and gelling and all this nonsense. Sunderland, the top of the table, average age of midfield 19. They've got a brand new manager, no one's heard of. They've sold the best player, Jack Clark, the top of the league. It's absolute rubbish. It's that attitude and wanting to win and wanting to play for that shirt. And there's too many players on that pitch just not doing it. They're not doing it for the fans. I don't care what they say. And they're not doing it for the manager. Definitely not doing it. It doesn't feel that way anyway.
What did you think of Bassett coming in? I mean, what did you think he played okay yesterday?
It's a bit like Miles says. Why did he take him off? We were doing really well, I thought, at that point. We're on top. I mean, we were on top, and he took him off. I mean, he should have took Sims off, but kept Bassett on. I actually going to take Sims off and put Asante on. He brings Wright on where he says, well, Wright doesn't travel well. You know, although, I mean, he actually debated, was it gone, wasn't it, whatever. But Bassett should have stayed on the pitch. I know he missed the sitter, but he looked a threat. He looked a threat.
I think it's only a matter of time before he starts scoring, isn't it? Because he just put a lot of pressure on defenders.
I think defensively, I've said it all along. I've said it all season. It's the same defenders as last season, playing in different positions or formations, letting in the same amount of goals. There's a problem. There's a problem, isn't there?
Well, Binks came back, didn't he? Kitchen was dropped, but
it don't matter who they play. Ken, there's a problem with our defence.
I'd rather have Binks in there myself, but
and the problem is, the problem is we've recruited terribly in the summer. We've said we need left back cover, we need right back cover, we need another centre half cover. This is all what the fans have been saying. And I'll tell you what, I was having a discussion with it was Rich Overson. We were having a little chat. And we realised that although Sisu weren't brilliant, our new owner was very lucky because he came in and Sisu had no money when they took us over. There was no value. There's no players worth anything when they came in at the time. We had virtually nothing. We were bankrupt.
Yeah.
Doug King came in and he's got 45 million to play with straight away because of Jokeris and Hamer. And that money, I feel, has been squandered. I really do. I really do. I don't care what people think. I don't care. I was having a moan, whatever. But, yeah, it's not good enough. This tank...
Half of that sales money of those players he spent on a ticket today at Wembley for the NFL.
Yeah.
Someone spotted him on the telly.
It doesn't surprise me.
I don't know.
Going back to the defence, they're not good enough. They can't cope with crosses. When we get the ball, we can't clear it. It comes back again. You know,
So what we miss? Are we missing a bit of experience in there, like a Fads type player?
Well, quality. I mean, when we went the playoffs, I mean, Fads wasn't the quickest, but he could read a game. He was pointing to people. He was shouting to people. Most of the season, we had Matt Nally and Doyle playing alongside him. Although Doyle started slowly, you could see the quality eventually. We haven't got that in the middle of our back four or back five or back three. We just haven't got it. And it's the middle of the team. It's so important in front of your keeper. The reason we didn't let many goals in wasn't because of Ben Wilson making Gordon Bank saves every 5 minutes. It's because nobody had a shot. In fact, we used to say whenever they did have a shot, they scored.
Yeah.
We are so solid, and we are not solid. I worry every time the teams go forward. I worry we're going to let a goal in. Even yesterday, when we were in control, you knew when they were on the break in the second half, we're going to let a goal in. You just felt it. We're going to let a goal in. I never thought for 1 minute we were going to win that nil yesterday. Never thought for 1 minute watching that.
You weren't confident.
The disappointing thing for me is that we've got all this firepower We've got all this pace. We've got all this pace in the team, and it's very slow. It's a very slow build-up. We get the ball at the back, and we're trying to play it out from the back. There was a couple of situations yesterday in the first half where Govin's trying to play the short pass, and Preston players are running up towards the edge of the box, and then he's having to rush the pass. I would just love to see that we've got a different idea than to try and play it out from the back. We're not Man City, we're not Arsenal, we're not Liverpool, we're not Chelsea. You know, we can't do it. We haven't got the players to do it, but we have got the pace. And we know we've got the pace because we've seen it against Blackburn, we've seen it against Oxford, we've seen it against Tottenham. We know we've got the pace in the team, but we're just not using the strengths of the team. Okay, we're weak at the back, like Claudio's just said, but I thought yesterday it was better than we have been at the back yesterday. And
that was definitely better.
Definitely
better, yeah.
Yeah, but if we play to our strengths, which is the pace and the attacking force of the team, which we know we can do, which we know we've got with Asante, with Bissett, with Sakamoto, with Mason Clark, all of those players, right? I know you can't shoehorn them all in. You can't shoehorn them all in. I know that. But if we can use some of those players to use their pace and just catch teams out, get them on the counter, and if we score 5 and they score 4, who gives a damn they've scored 4? We've scored 5. We have to change something, and we have to speed it up. It's too much. It's too slow. It's way too slow. When we're bringing it out from the back, we're taking our time. We're not looking to go for it and just go. I watched Liverpool this evening. They're just on it. They're on it all the time. Man's all over Wolves. They were just on it and on it and on it and on it. And I know they're Man City. I know it's Liverpool. I know they've got loads more money. But it doesn't stop these players wanting to be like those players. Surely those players have got hunger in them to go and prove themselves to get into the Premier League, which is the best league in the world, to be in there to show people how good they are. It just doesn't seem right. Look, people go on about had you right the best player. He isn't the best player we've got. He isn't.
No,
he picks up the ball, he stops running, waits for a defender to come to him. And like Claudio says, why has he played him if he doesn't travel well? Exactly. So if you don't travel well, Mark Robbins, why are you playing him? Leave Bissett on the pitch. Just change Sims and bring Sante on. You got to. It just doesn't seem right. We're not playing to our strengths. We're really not, and we haven't got a plan B. We haven't even got a plan C or a D. Well, we've just got one idea, and that's all.
That's a good point, Mars, about because even when we make the substitutions, we just do like for like all the time. We didn't change anything up really. He moved a couple of players around, but he didn't actually really change a lot. And what you're saying about moving the ball, I think at one point I counted 20 passes. We moved 30 yards up the pitch and then moved 30 yards back again. We didn't actually progress any further than 2/3 up the pitch. It was pathetic. I'm thinking, why aren't the wing backs going higher up the pitch? You know, as soon as the keeper gets the ball, Milan and Jay Da Silva got to go up to halfway line. They should go straight away. You leave the centre half the middle, the two outside of him go wide to collect the ball and create the space. We don't. We amble out the box. It's all very slow. It's so obvious what's going to happen. You know, and then when we did beat the press, it was the long ball. I mean, I thought it was great at the start of the second half. We actually knocked it long, chased after it. We made their defenders turn. We looked like we were going to score. We looked dangerous.
Yeah. Well, that shot Eccles had in the second half, straight after kickoff of the second half. If he's hit that on target, that's in. Because the keeper's still asleep as he's just come out the changing rooms. You can see he ain't even in his goal. He's way out of his goal. Doesn't know where the goal is. And Eccles has just swiped at it. It's gone blazing wide. If he hits that on target, that's going in all day long because the keeper ain't expecting it. He's not expecting it. And this is the thing. We're not thinking. We're not. I mean, Christ Almighty, a professional footballer should be able to hit the target. Should be able to hit the target. They're being paid thousands and thousands of pounds a week, and they're not hitting the target. 92nd minute to hit the target yesterday. On target. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
92 minutes. And that's a header from Bobby Thomas, which was a great save. I mean, absolutely unbelievable save. Brilliant save.
Look, we did get the ball in the back of the net. Hadji did score, and I personally couldn't see anything wrong with it. I know it's a bad angle. Claudio says it's a bad angle. Nobody could see. The referee obviously seen because he blew up for it. But I've looked at it time and time and again now, and I still can't see anything wrong with that goal. But maybe we didn't surround the referee enough to complain about it, because there didn't seem to be many players complaining about it, was there? There was only a couple.
Yeah, but we don't complain, do we? We don't. We haven't complained to the referee for 3 seasons. We haven't got anyone to go up to the referee and have a go at him. There's no one in the team at all. No one. And you would think, okay, look, he didn't give it, but if you go up to the referee, what's it going to do anyway? You're not exactly going to change his mind, are you? He's already made his decision.
No,
but he wasn't a great ref. Again, very poor officiation. There was a foul on Bissett in the first half, which for me, watching on the telly, I think he's been pulled down in the box, to be honest. And this is what I mean. He was causing all the trouble. Can I just say one thing? I want to give a big shout out to Jay Da Silva, because on Thursday night we were saying we were worried about him playing against Preston, and that Preston, last time they played us at home, they just hoofed the ball over his head and he weren't anywhere near it. I thought Jay Da Silva had a really good game yesterday.
Yeah, they're a big, strong, physical
really
side, Preston.
Yeah,
he did okay. To be fair, he did okay. But what concerns me, even Ben Sheaf seems to be. I mean, we've obviously waited for Ben Sheaf to come back into the team, and we do tend to play better with him in the team. But even he seems to be off it at the moment, doesn't he?
Our midfield it's toothless, Ken.
Yeah,
we've got nobody who wants to actually get hurt, if that's making any sense. So many balls where we don't actually come out with it. It's pitiful, I think, at times, the way we look like favourite for a ball, and we're trying to not tackle, we're trying to win possession, but always stay on our feet because you want to pass it on. Well, you've got to win the ball first. Win the battles, win those battles. We're not winning them. I don't think at all.
We need like a Michael Doyle type player in there, don't we? Or Hamer, obviously, someone who can win the ball.
Yeah, I mean, Josh wins tackles, but it's what he does when he gets the ball is the problem at the minute. We can all do these diagonal crosses every once in a blue moon, great, but they're not the balls that count. There were so many passes where we tried to play it short into the forwards, they never got to them. They were either too long or too short. We are missing. We know what we're missing, and they're not at the club anymore. And we've recruited poorly. We've not got the players in to aim high and all this absolute nonsense that was given out in the summer.
So basically, the players that have come in are nowhere near as good enough as the ones that went out.
Yeah, and the clowns just sat on the. We filled. Was there more coaches than actual subs on the bench yesterday?
There was, but there was some upstairs as well in a box.
Unbelievable.
I think the ones upstairs were from the media team upstairs.
Yeah, filming it. I think.
Yeah.
I think they were analysts filming the game so they could go back and watch it. But still, it's like when you go surfing with the best surfboard and you go in the sea and you've got all the gear and you've got no idea and you keep falling off, and that's how it's feeling at the moment. But you know what? We love our Sky Blues. We all love our Sky Blues, and yes, it isn't a good time at the moment. It really isn't. But we've been through worse, haven't we? We have been through worse.
Yeah, we have.
Come on, we have been through.
we have now. I don't know what you think about this. What about all this? The fan reaction. The negative. At the end of the final whistle, it's unacceptable because to me, when I see that, most of it's coming from Look, I mean, Robin's coming. He doesn't normally do this, by the way. Robin, he doesn't normally come right up to the fans like that. He normally stays back, doesn't he? I mean, we've been to many games, haven't we, Miles? And he normally stays back and claps from the sort of centre circle. He doesn't normally come up to that close.
No.
But obviously, you see this young lad here, just about to see the back of him. He was giving it a load, and it seems to be obviously the youngsters that are doing it. And this was the reaction, obviously. Afterwards, he said basically that obviously for every one or two bad fans that are giving abuse out, there's another 20 that are applauding him. So he tries to tend not to take too much notice of it. But
the lad shouldn't be flicking the V's at him. This guy, wherever you might think of the tactics lately and what's been going on, for the last 7 seasons, he hasn't been doing too bad a job. It's not been brilliant all the time, but it's been very good. And for him to flick the V's at him was total disrespect as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I agree with that. And you find most of it's the young ones. And we've us being older ones, we've been there and we've seen it, and we've seen the ups and downs, so we know what it's like. And we know people have got to be given time. And Robbins, for me, still got plenty in the bank for me.
He walked over when he flicked the V's. That's when he came over. He wasn't coming over at first, and he could see he was over there. And fair play for Latty to coming over and saying what he did to try and calm things down a bit. It reminded me of was the League Two match at I think it was Chesterfield when we drew 0-0. We had very similar there, where it was 0-0. We lost the week before, and fans were kicking off because it looked like we're going nowhere. Basically, it's a kick up the backside they all need.
Of course. I mean, and every team's going to have a rough patch, and we're going through a rough patch at the minute. And you just got. I think you just got to stick with them. We've got no other option. We've got to stick with the team. You can't make any changes in the transfer market until January. We're stuck with what we've got, so we've got to back them. We can't just start slagging everybody off.
There's only one change that can be made before January. That's the problem. Well,
it's not good. I mean, Mark Robbins is a great guy. We all know he is. I mean, last time we went to Preston last season, we stopped off on the way back and we bumped into him at the service station.
Yeah, we did.
All of us off the coach, all of us off the minibus, we all stood round him and we all had our picture took with him. He's a lovely, lovely bloke. And for someone to go and do what they did, yes, they're frustrated. We know they're frustrated. We're frustrated. We're all frustrated. But I just don't get it. I just don't understand why he's done what he's done. Did I put that in the right? I didn't put that in the right way. I do understand why he's done what he's done, but it doesn't make it right what he's done, if you know what I mean. He's frustrated. He's gone all the way to Preston, and it's a 12:30 kickoff. So that's a bugbear straight away, isn't it? 12:30 kickoff, 2.5, 3 hours up the bloody motorway, and we get beat 1-0 at a ground that we've never ever won in the league. It's just, I don't know.
What I will say, there was a lot of fans there that as soon as that happened, when they started singing there's only one Mark Robbins. There was fans started singing that as well when he came over, and they were clapping him and applauding him and saying, because he was saying like, stick with us. That's what he was saying. So we've got to stick with him, haven't we? Or do we stick with him, Claudio? Do you think he'll be still here at Christmas?
He might not be at the end of next week.
The problem you've got there, though, who do you bring in? We can't change any team, any players, because the transfer window don't open until January.
Don't start this. Who do we bring in? I mean, it's not my job to choose somebody, but I've said there's 1,200 professional football clubs in Europe. You're not telling me there isn't another manager we could find. I mean, the bloke at Sunderland, never heard of him. Who's heard of the bloke at Liverpool?
Yeah, but then you're blaming the manager. Then you're not blaming the players.
No, I'm saying if you're saying who do we bring in, I said there will be somebody. We're still.
There might be, but I don't think there'll be any change in results if you've got the same players.
Well, you see, you don't know. You don't know, do you? That's one of those things.
You've got the same players, haven't you? You've got exactly the same players.
People got different ideas.
I can see us swapping managers with Wolves.
God, don't that miserable git. I've got to start watching Leamington if that happens. He seems clueless and all. In fact,
look, I don't want Mark Robbins to leave. I really don't.
No.
I don't want him to go. I want him to stay, and I want him to sort it out. And right, this is brilliant. Jack came to the party last night I was doing, and he said to me last night when he popped his head in the room, he goes, "Do you know what?" He said, "We should go back to AD, bring him back, and whatever's happened, push it under the carpet, draw a line in the sand, and get AD back and get rid of all these coaches. Because whatever's going on, it ain't working with all these coaches. There's too much going on. The players don't understand it by the looks of it, and they're not on board with whatever's going on. Get AD back." Right, draw a line in the sand, push it under the carpet, whatever, and this is what Jack was saying. Get him back, no matter what. Get AD back now.
Well,
and then Robert from the Isle of Wight to me today. Robert, bless him, he messaged me today. He says, forget Tuesday night, leave all the players on the bench, and put all the coaching staff out there, see if they can win the game because there's enough of them to fill the team.
Well, we'll be talking QPR very soon because we'll have QPR fan coming up. We've got quite a few comments there, Claudio, haven't we?
I'll get through them, yeah.
Yeah, go on.
There we go. GLB boxing. Eden, all, I hope you're well. My opinion on the situation is we have changed far too much too quickly across the club. Wholesale changes has caused this. The book stops with DK. Doug Bowen agrees with him. Mark Harrington. Just got home. Has MR been sacked yet after his outburst with COF fans at the final whistle? I have video coverage. Oh, block.
Video footage.
Undercover reporter. Steve Bell Property got home from Blackpool about 20 minutes ago. Are they walking home, all these people?
They've obviously been for...
The game finished yesterday.
They've been for a long weekend.
I know. Got home from Blackpool 20 minutes ago. The group of fans at the front of the end shouting abuse at Latty were well out of order. Gutted we lost, but then the ref was awful again. Nothing went our way. Keno Tomo, and anyone negative tonight should be fined £1 for charity. Stay positive, support the club through thick and thin, or in our case, thin and thin, and don't turn the channel into a moan fest. All right, we'll take that on board.
That's correct.
We're not moaning. We're definitely not moaning. We're just putting the world to rights.
Yep. Wayne Littlewood. Oh, we can't come on and say that was fantastic, can we? Wayne Littlewood, even all, remind our fickle lot how the gelling process is going at Sunderland with all their new players. Sick and tired of the pathetic excuses our fans come out with. Paul Hughes, I reckon Paul's the bad. Do you ever see us win, Paul? Even
no, he doesn't.
Very disappointing yesterday. Eccles went round holding his ankle and complaining. Lats had a great game. Why did he take even Rodoni off? I don't get it. When you're trying to get a goal, win a game. Weird. Anyway, see, Doug Bowling, we played okay yesterday, just missed our chances again. Assassins Unite, poor tactics, incoherent selections, poor substitutions, lack of accountability, lame excuses. The blame is firmly at Robin's door.
Mm-hmm.
Liam was. Evening, guys. Very, very worried about our club. Mark Robbins is finished. When you start arguing with fans, it's unfortunately game over for you at that point. Sorry to be negative. Keep going. There's so many more. Like Claudia's Back to the Future hairstyle.
Yes, it's a new style for you, isn't it?
Well, it makes you look taller. Adds on adds a couple of inches, but in the wrong place.
Fantastic, yeah.
100% of the players, they're not to scratch. Relegated players, League 1 and 2, we have no get up and go. We don't close down the keepers. We have a pace change when subs came on. Keep your heads. This is from Glenn. The abuse of the players at Robin's post-match was totally out of line. You could be hammering them for that performance. It's not like it was Leeds away, Blues away game. This is from Vandy. The goal should have stood, watched over. Can't see a handball. I think it came off his chest. It's just weird.
couldn't see a handball.
It was very
off
strange
all.
because I all thought if it wasn't clear and obvious, and obviously the referee thought it was clear and obvious, but nobody else did.
Dovin is the worst goalkeeper in our league. Every time the ball goes in the box, he goes backwards. He'll be bombed every match from now. This is Wayne Littlewood. So he's sending me essays now, Wayne. We didn't play too bad, but we didn't create anything of significance against a very average Preston team. We're missing their top players. We look so lightweight, and the improvement is not enough. Bassett is a live wire. As for Sims, sadly, I can't say the words on here about him. Peter Doolan's in Benidorm.
Oh, hello, Benidorm.
Benidorm, nice.
Mark Packham, hi guys. Better performance on Saturday, but we lack that cutting edge. What have they been doing in training for 2 weeks? Oh.
QPR fans waiting in the background, guys, just to let you know.
He's not going anywhere. He'll stay. It's fine. He's fine. Glenn, we just didn't get any breaks. Disallowed goal. Preston lucky not to have a man sent off. And ref blew up, and we were on a 2-2 break rather than play advantage. That was weird because we were in the advantage. He pulled the ball back from their player and then give him the ball, and they kicked. Yeah, that was terrible. Assassin's United. David is a poor goalkeeper and will be bombed every match now as he goes backwards when the ball is in the box. Milan, I think I agree. Milan shouldn't start on Tuesday. He's not either fit, not asked, or both. I think that right, that's for sure. Cockrell, first thing I have to say, we play better with back three. I'm surprised but happy with improvement, but still couldn't see us winning. We could have been 3 down at half time, but for Dovin, but we could have won it if we could only finish. This from Bolam, so Claudio, 10-game verdict this time. Well, about better than last season, worse than 2 seasons ago. It's just not good enough. If we've got aspirations of getting in those playoffs, we've got to start better than this. You can't be trying to claw it back. It's so hard. Ray, carry on. When are we going to start defending from the front? No press or initiative from the middle. I believe these players aren't fit, and after 10 games, Robin still doesn't know his best team. Assassins United. 10 games in, and we're in a relegation battle. If we like it or not. Wayne Littlewood, Milan is suffering from the right curse. Currently, garbage. Hasn't looked the same since coming back from injury. Sakamoto looked lively.
Yeah.
James Holligo, spending their time changing car tyres rather than being on the training pitch.
Yeah, we did say that during the week. Yeah,
That's about to start. That is, I'm just got it here.
Doug Bolam, Milan has looked off the pace for a good few games now. I thought Latti was solid for us yesterday. Samantha thought, even all, it's all very well saying we played better, but we lost again. 1 shot on target in the whole 90 minutes. Robbins has been amazing for 7 years, but it's time for a change.
Yeah.
Ray Carolon, if Robbins goes, what about a shout for Ian Everett, Bolton manager, and a Cov kid, Hungarian manager, got Bolton out of League 2, lost in the playoff final last year. At least you'll see passion in him.
You know, it's fireworks season soon, don't you? I reckon the players need a few up their backsides.
I'm going to read these next 5 and we'll get Jared on.
We'll get Jared,
okay.
Because he's waiting longer than he does for a goal at Loftus Road. Graham Cockrell, we lose on Tuesday.
He's laughing in the background.
If we lose on Tuesday, it's going to be like a self-help group, isn't it? They're rubbish, we're rubbish. We can all control.
He's nodding his head with that.
try and get us through the hard times together. We'll just all sit there, both sets of fans with our arms around each other on Tuesday night. Graham Cockrell, if we lose on Tuesday, we could be bottom of the table. I'm an MR supporter, but I don't know how long we can last with this form.
We're in the bottom 3 yesterday at one point.
Ray Carolon, and we could afford his wages. That's on about in Everett. James Hollyoak, the manager, the coach, and recruitment team have all let us down. Not good enough. Glenn Watkin, I think Robbins will be gone by November international break. Sadly, if things continue like they are, absolutely right, Claudio. Not sure what that's about. Right. But I agree. Wayne Littlewood, last one then, and we'll get Jared in. Ken, we have no experience whatsoever. It has been completely destroyed. You've lost Fads, Kelly, Hamer, Vic, who are strong characters. Even Gordon, they have Eccles sometimes as captain. It's embarrassing. We'll leave it there.
Well, there you go. Experience counts, I think. Let's bring in our QPR fan. Let's talk QPR. Let's move on to Tuesday night then. And how are you, Jawad? You okay?
I think I'm actually worse than you guys are. Yeah. Yeah.
I know
Not good at all.
I know it's all down. It's all very depressing at the moment, isn't it? When you're down there and you're struggling. How's your season been? I mean, are you down there because you're playing poorly, or you've been unlucky? Team selection? What excuses?
I think after 10 games, it's not luck. The first game, West Brom were far too good for us, and then since then, it's just been slowly getting worse and worse each week. And when you lose to Pompey at home, who haven't won all season, then you kind of think that could be rock bottom, but there doesn't seem to be a way out at the moment. And yeah, we're not playing well, and it's not like there's one area of the pitch. It's the defense, the midfield, the forwards. Nothing is working, and it looks like it's kind of a long way back. And we've been down there for 2 seasons now, and you get the feeling that it catches up with you eventually. So yeah, I think there's a lot of concern that's developed over the last 6 weeks. That there was so much optimism there at the start of the season, and
yeah. Who would you blame? Who would you blame for that? Then your manager. Where would you like to blame for that?
I think they brought in this young chief executive in January time, a 26-year-old, and he talked a good game. And the recruitment in the summer was done purely on data. We plucked players from the Belgium league, other sort of mid-European leagues, and it was all done purely on the data, apparently, and it's just not worked. And you'll know in this league, if you haven't got that championship experience, it's going to be a struggle. And to try and bed in 5 or 6 players that have never played in this country, never played in this league, was always going to be hard. And Marty's looking like he's a frustrated man. I'm not sure many of the signings were his choice, really. I think it's all done above him, and I'm sure that's how it's done at many clubs, but it's just not worked. And he a bit like Robin with you guys. There was a lot of credit in the bank, and it kind of it's running low now. And I think a defeat on Tuesday, and there'll be serious questions. And unfortunately, it's always the manager that gets it, isn't it? No one else gets it. So
yeah, even though it's the players on the pitch that don't seem to be performing, the manager, the buck stops, unfortunately, with the managers, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And he has made some strange choices. The substitution's a bit weird. So he's not helped himself. We're missing Jake Clark Salter, and in all honesty, he's so important to us. He managed about 36 games last season, which was a huge amount for him because he's so injury prone.
Yeah, that's more than he played for us.
Yeah, he's only started, I think, 4 or 5 now, and we just miss him defensively. But also, he's got such a good left foot on him. He's the one that starts so many attacks for us. It's a big loss, and I'm not sure if you've seen our goals from yesterday, the Portsmouth goals.
I haven't seen your goals yet. No,
watch them. We had Morgan Fox playing at left centre back, who's your kind of standard championship defender, isn't he? Like, he's been around everywhere, and I think you'll struggle to see a player make 2 worse mistakes in a game than he did yesterday. So yeah, it's not positive at all.
Wait till Tuesday.
Yeah. If you guys need a team to roll over for you, you are coming to the perfect place on Tuesday night.
Well, you say that. I'm thinking here, when you were 1-0 up, I'm going, yes, they're going to win at home because we're coming next. And I actually thought you'd won. I didn't realise you'd lost, because my mate, an old schoolmate of mine's a QPR fan. He was messaging me going, we're absolutely rubbish. I thought, well, haven't you won? He went, we lost, you idiot. I think, have you? So we're like trying to console each other. WhatsApping each other. I said, well, you've not won at home, we've not won away. I mean, the obvious score's a draw, isn't it? Probably, but something's got to change. I mean, Can you see anything in your team that could turn it around?
No, not at the moment. There's absolutely nothing there that screams we're close to it. And the home form, I think it's 13 home wins in 55 matches we've had, which is dreadful. And when you beat us last season at QPR, you had won more games at Loftus Road in the last calendar year than we had, which says it all about that home form. It's been like that for 3 or 4 years. The atmosphere is non-existent at Loftus Road. There's just like an apathy setting, really.
Have the crowds gone down then this year?
Yes, yesterday was our first 3 o'clock Saturday home game of the season, and it was sold out.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, but the other ones haven't been sold out. 12 games. No one likes that.
No.
But I think a Tuesday night games. Sorry, go on.
At the 10 games, you've only had 1 3 o'clock kickoff at home.
Yeah. So 5 home games now.
Wow.
We had 3 at 12, 1 evening game against Hull, and then yesterday was the first 3 o'clock, mid-October.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
It's crazy.
It is ridiculous.
Is there any players then that we've got to look out for maybe on Tuesday night that caught your eye this season?
Ilias Chair made his first start yesterday. He's our best player. We missed him massively, and he kind of lacked a little bit of sharpness yesterday. He had the easiest chance. Again, if you watch the highlights, 1-on-1, he had all the time in the world, and he tried to chip it over the keeper, and you don't know what he was doing. But hopefully, after playing an hour yesterday, he'll be a bit sharper. Dembele, we signed from a team in France who was on loan at Blackpool last season. He's been good when he gets on the ball, when we can find him. So those two playing together might offer something, but confidence is just looking like it's drained out of them. And like I said, I think we're so easy to kind of get at. I think that's the concern, that if you guys score first, then we're in trouble, I think.
The crowd getting onto the manager at the moment, or are they sort of staying off him for the time being?
I think they're staying off him. If you look on social media, it's kind of starting to turn a bit. The team were booed off yesterday, which is the first time under him that there's been any kind of discontent. But after we play you guys, we then play in the next 4. We play Sunderland, who are top, Burnley, who are second, and Leeds, who are third. So
there's no easy game.
No, and I think we've played 10 games. We've only played 3 teams that are currently in the top 10. So it's not like we've had a hard run of games either, which is really, really concerning.
I mean, have you seen much of Coventry this year? Is there anybody in our team that you sort of might be fearful of? Because we're not.
Not really. I've grown to kind of like Coventry. I was haunted for a long time by that Ian Jess goal in about 1996 in the relegation 6-pointer at Highfield Road, and you beat us 1-0 when we went down that season. So I never liked Coventry from that moment onwards. But I think what Robbins has done is incredible. And for the last 2 seasons, you've probably been the best side that we played at QPR, and the best away support too, I would say. But I haven't seen much of them this season. I haven't seen much other championship games.
How
bad enough watching QPR.
How times changed. Robbins is under a little bit of pressure now from the fans and stuff, and results are not going our way, obviously, because various players have left, and the players that have come in are probably not quite up to the standard that they were, not the same sort of standard, and that's what happens, isn't it? When they replace substandard players. And
I think whoever loses on Tuesday night, that manager's going to be in a very, very difficult position. I think looking at our next 4 games after that, I think it'll be 6 to 5 defeats in a row for us, maybe. If we lose.
I think we've lost 4 or 5 as well, or something like that.
Yeah.
So what's your style of play now then, Jalad? How do you play? Do you like to put crosses in the box? I hope you don't like to cross the ball in the box.
No,
That's
they're scared of putting crosses on the box.
If you don't cross the ball, we could be onto a winner.
We had gone from playing when he came in last season. He realised he had taken over a team that had played the most direct football under Ainsworth imaginable, and he kind of compromised his style and kind of still played out from the back, but went direct if he had to, and it seemed to kind of work well. And then at the start of this season, everything was so slow. We were passing it between the back four for no reason, and a lot of the criticism of the manager was probably that the style was just too slow and it was getting us nowhere, putting us under pressure. We didn't really have the players to play that way either. And then over the international break, they've obviously worked on a new system. He played 3 at the back yesterday for the first time, and it seemed to be the complete opposite. Most things went long up to Michael Frey, 6'4", but didn't really win many headers. So it went from passing the ball for passing sake to then going long when you actually had Chair on the pitch, you had Dembele on the pitch. So it seems like he panicked a little bit over the international break and kind of tried to adapt, but it didn't work either. But yeah, we're not very good at set pieces, defending set pieces. Conceded
So
quite a
another
few.
question for you then is, before Ken no doubt's got some more questions, is so if Fuentes was to be fired or sacked or leave, I mean, would you take someone like Mark Robbins?
We would love Mark Robbins. I think there was a time 2 or 3 years ago that we tried. We made a cheeky little bid. I can't remember what time it was. Maybe after Michael Beale left us. I think they kind of had their eye on him, but he was never going to leave a team that was challenging for us. But a manager swap would be fine. I think things don't go well this week.
Well, I'm a bit worried that Elias Chair is back in the team. I didn't realise he'd been missing, because that's already man of the match on Tuesday. Then,
Yes.
Yeah. I remember him. He's caused us a few problems in the past, hasn't he?
He scored on the last game of the season.
Yes.
At the Rico, yeah.
Yeah,
he's goal as well.
He's a good player, and obviously you are going to struggle if you without your best player.
Yeah.
We've missed Ben Chief for a few matches. He's back now, but he's not quite 100%, not with it quite. But we've missed him for a lot of the games this season, and we're a different team when he's not in. When he's not playing.
He was probably the best midfielder in the league last season, I'd say. And we've brought in this player from a team in Belgium, a Danish midfielder, 6'4", Madsen his name is, and genuinely I've never seen a more passive player on the football pitch. Honestly, yesterday he didn't do anything wrong, but that's because he didn't do anything. Honestly, I've never seen anyone look so lost on the football pitch.
What's his name? He goes
Nicholas
missing.
Madsen. Nicholas Madsen. Yeah. Nicholas Madsen. Honestly, and I think he was brought in without a plan or an idea of where his best position is. Some said he's the number 10. They've kind of almost played him as a false 9 at times, but he just looked completely lost. And as much as he frustrates the fans sometimes, Jack Colback being out is a massive loss, because again, he's just someone that you know what you're going to get. You're going to get a 7 out of 10 performance. You'll get the odd booking. You'll get the odd red card, but he's going to be out for a few weeks now, and without him, that midfield is so weak. So yeah, Ben Sheaf, if he's just working his way up to fitness, we a good match for him, I think.
Yeah. Well, I can't say we're looking forward to it, but we've got to play it, and hopefully.
Are you coming down for the game?
I'm not, unfortunately, because I'm working. No, I'm on so
the situation we're in, and you might be thinking the same, is that we're playing a side who are not doing well, and it's an ideal fixture for us, isn't it, to try and get something, basically. Either side. So it's a really important fixture so early in the season, and it's ridiculous that it should be, after only 11 games.
We had the same yesterday against Portsmouth. It felt like a 6-pointer in October, and it shouldn't be that way, should it? But it really was. And
well, I think the bottom 4 are all playing each other on Tuesday.
Yeah, Cardiff are playing Portsmouth as well, I think. Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
yeah. It's a
We're
big night.
we're the main match, aren't we? Live, I think, aren't we? We're 8 o'clock kickoff.
yeah, I think we are.
Yeah, it must be
Yeah.
then.
They never thought that was going to be a bottom relegation scrap game after 10 games.
Have Coventry sold out? Do you know? Are tickets sold out? Or?
I'm not sure
No.
they're sold out.
No.
No, I think there's a few left, but they'll take a
They've-
few down there, even though it's Tuesday night in London.
They've sold about 1,700 so far.
Yeah, QPR are only
Pay on
giving
the gate.
teams.
There is some.
Okay, QPR are only giving teams the top tier this season. So
Oh,
for the
are
last few seasons, Coventry have sold out 3,000 tickets basically.
Yeah, top
and
up
bottom.
last year. I was
Top
there
and
last
bottom,
year.
but the club have decided, because the home form's been so bad, it feels like you're at an away game when you've got 3,000 fans behind that goal,
Yeah.
and teams are winning 3-0, 3-1 regularly. The club decided to kind of make a change and sell less.
Yeah,
away
we've
tickets. And,
we've tried to do that with our where the away fans are, with our
Yeah.
home fans, and currently we've lost 8 out of 16 home matches.
we haven't won in 5, so it's not working. Whatever they're trying, it's not working.
So it's not the fans, is it? It's the players, basically.
Yeah. The QPR players look scared at home. It is a fear.
Yeah, confidence is a massive thing in football, isn't it? You know,
The thing-
if you've got confidence.
The thing is, us fans, all of us, the four of us, and the other fans that are watching, and the fans that travelled up to Preston yesterday, your fans that go to home and away, and you go to home and away. We're doing our little bit for the club, and Robbins has done his bit for the club, and it just seems to me that both sets of players, by the sounds of QPR and Cov City, that the players aren't really stepping up to the mark and trying to do the best. Well, they probably are trying their best, but it just, to the fans in some of their eyes, it's just not good enough. But you watch Tuesday night, it'd be a goal fest. It'd be something like 5-5 or something stupid.
I'll take that now. I'll take a 5-5 draw.
Yeah.
Well, both defences are not actually on form, are they? So there might be a few
No.
goals.
No.
That's what I mean. You never know, do you? You just don't.
No. But I've seen teams at QPR where they have made no effort. The days in the Premier League, it's clear when players aren't trying, but I don't think we're at that point yet where I just don't think a couple of them aren't suited to this league yet. It's all a bit too much for them. The other ones are trying, but there's just something not quite right there, and I don't think anyone could put their finger on it yet. But you guys start slowly, don't you? Anyway,
We do.
Have you got a leader in your team? Because we're lacking a leader. We haven't got a leader that is vocally to all the other players, putting them all in their place, like a vocal defender or a vocal midfielder. Ben Sheaves is a great player, but he's not vocal like Kyle McFadzean used to be, and Ben Wilson's out with an injury, and he's a great keeper because he's vocal as well. So we've got our young Dovin in goal. Have you got someone in QPR that is a real leader that can pull them back together?
So we've got Steve Cook, who obviously is a brilliant captain. If you get a chance, watch his post-match interview yesterday, because he was so honest in it about his own performance, about the team's performance, really honest. But I think it needs more than one, doesn't it, really? And last January, we signed Isaac Hayden on loan from Newcastle. And in my opinion, he was the reason that we stayed up, because he controlled things on the pitch. He linked the midfield and defence, but he held the other players to account. And again, he was rolled out for post-match interviews after we lost, because he would say it how it is. And I think we've got Cook, but I think it does need 3 or 4 others around him that are doing the same. Colback is probably one of those that can do that as well. But I think that leadership and like you say, holding other players to account, putting them in when they make a mistake, not just shrugging your shoulders and getting the ball out of the net, you know. So I think we are missing a midfielder that can basically do that, because really that's the most important position, isn't it? And Hayden gave us that. And I think from reading between the lines in interviews, I think Marty wanted him, but I think the club went down this data route where they looked at players with a similar profile, and it's absolutely not worked out. So, yeah.
That sounds like us, doesn't it? With all these analysts and what's going on in the background. I think it's the future of football, isn't it? And it has been for a while, actually, where they don't look to see who might fit in. They just look at data all the time. And
If you get a chance, look at the QPR squad photo from last year. You've never seen so many staff members in a team photo, and their job titles are like director of performance analyst, and it is a nonsense. There's so many staff in this picture, and in the old days, you used to have what, six staff max.
We're the same. We're the same. We've got our team photo, and there's as many staff as there is players in it. It's ridiculous. They've got one each. They hold hands, I think, all the way around the Brighton training ground. It's not every player's got a carer. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
No, we didn't used to be. Like a couple of seasons ago, we only had the bare minimum, didn't we? And now all of a sudden, with Doug King coming in, he's changed the whole system. He's brought in all these new job titles and job positions, that nobody's ever heard of. But it's not working, obviously, because performances on the pitch is what it goes by at the end of the day, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
And whatever they're doing, it's not working. And maybe have to have a look at it again. So, right then, give us a score prediction then for Tuesday, because I know you think there's going to be a lot of goals, don't you?
I at the start of the season I was quite optimistic and predicted a couple of wins, and now I've gone back to that. Like, we're never going to win again. For you, I think we'll lose 2-0.
2-0. Oh, we're going to score 2.
Yeah.
We'll take that. Let's not play it. Let's just take that.
Take that. I'll take it 1-0, to be honest.
Well, I used to sit on the fence all the time, but you know what? We need a win, and you're kind of thinking, please, just put in the performance and sneak a 1-0 or something.
So you going 1-0 then, Claudio?
Yeah, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's a goalless draw, because both teams are struggling to score. So if there's a win, I can't see loads of goals. I'll be amazed if there's more than 2 goals in this match on Tuesday.
Okay.
But go for a 1-0 for us.
Miles?
I'm going 3-0, Bissett hat trick.
Wow. That's bold. That's bold and brave.
There you go. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to try and be cheerful, and Bissett gets trick. Boom.
Yeah, well, I think there's going to be a few goals as well, to be honest. I think we're going to win. And I think we're going to score 3. But I do think we're going to concede as well. So I think we'll win 3-1.
Ooh, 3-1.
Clean sweep for Coventry.
I'm hoping we win 3-1. Fingers crossed. But
you watched, Jared. It'd be your scoreline the other way around.
Yeah. I hope the reverse jinx works, but it would be sad, wouldn't it, if Robin's kind of period came to an end like this?
Yeah, it would.
It would be a really
would.
sad
For me, I think
Coventry.
he's a fantastic manager, and I'd love him to stay. But it's down at the end of the day, down to results, isn't it? And as you know, in football, if you're not results, if you're stuck at the bottom of the league and you're not winning games, something's got to change, hasn't it? And it's never the players, is it? It's always the manager.
It's like we always say. We've always said on this channel that Mark Robins has been fantastic for our club. He is fantastic for our club, and we would hate for him to go out on a whimper, like if he was to be gone this week or next week or whatever, because of results. We think he's amazing, and we want him to turn it around, and we are so desperate for him to turn it around because, like you say, you like him, other teams like him, and he is just a great person, and he's been a great manager for our club. He's the second longest serving manager in across all the leagues, isn't he? Because Pep's the top, and Roberts is second, and it'd be horrible for him to go out if we're not getting results, because it just doesn't seem right. It doesn't feel right that for him to go out that way. I would love him to get us promoted and go out that way. You know,
Okay,
say,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
I've done my job. I'm moving on. You know what I mean? Something like that. Not like this. Not by losing games. We don't want him. Oh man, it's just so frustrating. It really is frustrating. It's so annoying. It really is. But
My friend,
like you know, you love your club. We love our club.
yeah. Well, our manager signed a new contract 4 weeks ago, so I'm not sure what position that puts the club in if they have to make a change, if they can afford it, if there's a release kind of clause in it. But for Robbins, do you think he would be a success somewhere else, or do you think it's just been such a perfect match that
I don't think he'll manage it again. I think he'll take a break if he leaves us.
yeah.
Because I think the last 7 years has been a bit of a strain. It's been full on, because not just getting promotions, but the ground problems and everything else. And, you know, it's been a proper struggle. And I don't think some fans just, okay, he annoyed a few fans yesterday, but at the end of the day, he's been put through a lot, and he's took a lot of the strain and the stresses. You know, doing it every day. This is what people have got to realise. We go to work, we can vent off on here. You know, he has to the dog if he's got one or something. You know, he can't. It's very difficult, and the dynamics at our club has changed from when it was just him, a couple of others, and the chief executive. You know, it's completely changed, and he's the only one. There's only him and another guy in the background have stayed since the new owners come in. Everyone has resigned. Or the coach got sacked.
The other thing as well is we think he's had some bereavement in the family. Nothing's officially come out, but we think there's been a bereavement in his family, and you know, and if you've got that on your shoulders and you've got all this on your shoulders, it's enough to make anyone crack in it. It's enough to make anyone just switch like that. Anyone can do it. You know what it's like. Some people with road rage, you know, and he's just such a great bloke. I was just saying earlier on the show, you know, last season when we came back from Preston, we stopped off at the services. We had a little minibus. We stopped off at the services and we bumped into Mark Robbins, and he stood with all of us out the minibus, and we had a picture took with us, you know, in the middle of the night on the way home. On a little bloody, you know, a defeat. That was a year before when we drew. Sorry, a year before we bumped into him, and he had a picture took with all of us, and it was just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And that's the sort of guy he is. In the you know, bloody nearly midnight, and he's having his picture took with everyone. And for him to go out this way and to what he did yesterday, it's not like Mark Robbins, and it's like I think he will turn it around. I believe he will. And I think it'll be these next 2 games. You couldn't get any bigger, could you? QPR and then Luton, you know.
Luton as well. Oh, wow.
Luton at home on Saturday,
Yeah.
So
early kick-off, though, isn't it?
Another 12:30 kick-off.
Yeah. So
it'll be interesting. But there's a long way to go. Look, 10 games gone. It's a long way to go. Anything can happen. Football's a funny game, as we all know. You
start doing that maths. I was thinking, if we lose on Tuesday, that's almost a quarter of the season. 7 points. It's even then, it's a long way back, isn't it? From
you remember when Forest? Remember when the Notts Forest were down near the bottom and then they went up, didn't they? In the end,
went up. Yeah.
They changed the manager.
Put any money on us going up? Yeah.
They did change the manager. You're right there. But anything can happen, and you know, football's a funny old game, as I say. Well, look, thanks very much for giving you the time tonight.
No problem. You're welcome.
Thank you, and I want to wish you best of luck for the rest of the season after Tuesday, obviously.
And I say the same to you guys. I really, really hope he turns it around next Saturday against Luton.
Yeah, and yourself. And hopefully you can go on and get a few points in the bag after Tuesday. Okay,
thanks,
cheers for joining us. Thanks, mate.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
I got a load more comments.
Okay, go on then. Let's have them.
All right, Adam Shaw, Mark Robbins, constant chopping and changing is causing instability, and he wonders why players are struggling to gel. Still back Robbins though, and believe he'll turn it around. Michael Summers. We may have to deploy Binks as a sweeper and play counter-attack. Binks is the best at the back. We can't hold a line anyway. So sweeper is only set up. We've not tried. Could work because we do not have the pace. Ken Tomo, 10 points off the playoffs is a very dynamic league. Around 30 games to go. The world hasn't stopped turning, chaps.
I quite agree, Kenneth Tomo. I quite agree with that comment.
Spencer Payne, why did King not allow Robin's budget for loan players? Doug Bolam says, no, not moaning tonight then, Miles.
No, I'm not. I'm not moaning.
I agree, Miles, but at the moment, even our rapid players seem to be treading water. Wayne Wood, Hadji attitude with that goal being disallowed was frustrating. If that was Vic, he would have been in his face. It may not change, but it shows passion.
Yeah, I noticed that he never at all went. That's what annoyed me. He never managed it.
Cavandi, I think the goal was ruled out because the Preston players put their hands up to appeal. There was. We have no arguing with the referee rule at the club. Okay. Stephen, Robin's let himself down at the end of the game mocking one of the fans. James Hollyoak, Ben, no, he's leaving in January, I think. Right. Mick Davenport's simply not good enough. That's the easy way of summing it up, really. Trevor Merriman, I'm fed up with saying every week such bad recruitment. Still don't know what all the coaches are doing. Are they any use to us? We are better counter-attacking, not possession like we keep trying to be.
Yeah.
I think we always have been. Mark Cunningham, exactly, Claudia. This is why not going for loan players is wrong way to go. Harry 74. Problems with attitudes, way too much social media, not enough tackling. Board advice. I know we can beat our deep dive curse next season, accidentally on purpose, get our kit and be forced to use Preston's away kit. The football gods know who has the curse. Fans pay money, they have a right to boo if they feel they have to. I mean, people vent their frustrations in their own way, don't they? Dave Sports Photos. Wright is such a contrast to Vic. Claudia talks about attitude. Wright's attitude exemplifies what he's saying. His goal is disallowed and he just shrugs his shoulders. Bevan, I think Thorpe should have started instead of Eccles, far better on the ball. All travel advice. Claudio, what was the Colombian restaurant called in Warwick, please? I'm a foodie. It's actually my old pub, the King's Head in Warwick. The landlady's Colombian, and they do Colombian food.
And whereabouts is that in Warwick?
Where's that then, Claudia?
The Saltersford Road, on the way out, the Birmingham Road.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
Just down from the marketplace. It is a really good pub, actually. I happened to be in there one night when Colombia were playing against some team. It's just full of loads of Colombians. We just joining in. They were playing like Costa Rica, and I said for a laugh, "Should we cheer on the Costa Ricans and see what happens?" Nick Davenport, Robbins mocking the fan was very unprofessional as well. My reaction shows a man under pressure. However, him saying on CWR the players cannot take criticism was embarrassing. They want all the praise but cannot take the negative. Latty showed some class at the end.
Can I just say something on that?
Yeah.
Can I that there? I think he's been told to say that.
You think so?
Yeah.
To say that about the players, you mean?
Yeah. I think like read it again.
Read it again.
I think he's been told what to say. You know, where he's saying like they're all right to take the praise but can't take the negatives.
Yeah.
I think we never hear Robin speak like this. We've never heard him speak like this over the 7 years he's been here. He's being told what to say. Yeah.
By who do you think? By
well, who do you think? You can't talk to them that way. You can't do this anymore. You can't do that anymore. Like he said after the Leeds game, he said, football's changed now, Clive.
Yeah.
Because he said, what you're going to do in the change, what you're going to do after this game with the players. He says, "Well, things have changed now, Clive, in football." He's being told what to say there, nothing gets said.
I mean, on that subject, there was a bizarre situation about Ben Wilson. I think he was asked why Ben Wilson didn't play, and now they said there's something about data protection, was it, or something?
Yeah, not allowed to say because of data protection. What a load of rubbish!
What about him? Was he injured or what? I mean, what?
He's
injured.
He's injured.
We knew he was injured last week before we announced on here he was injured.
Yeah, so why didn't he just say he's injured then?
But we never know what's happening with players when they're injured. Rodriguez, what was the injury? What was the actual injury? Why can't we be told? What's the problem?
Yeah. Fans like to know these things, don't they? You know,
that's what makes me think when he's just mentioned there, he's being told what. Yeah, he is.
Well,
Joe Kelly said it's sad to see it, but he will walk. Andy, MR is a man under pressure, not handling it well, in my opinion. Mick Davenport, you don't. It's the hand that feeds you that fans pay the wages. I've always said once you stop singing the name, that's when it's always dangerous for managers.
They were singing his name yesterday. The fans
singing the name,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Once you stop singing his name, that's where it starts to become a dangerous territory for any manager.
I still think the majority of the fans are behind him.
Yeah, the fans were brilliant yesterday. You could hear them, and it was absolutely superb, the singing from the away fans. And it has been all season, last season before, for the last, even from League Two, it's just been, the away following has just been absolutely out of this world. And hats off to them all, because, getting up there for 12:30 on a Saturday it's one hell of a journey, and some people had a real good journey up there. Some of them had a nightmare getting up there, but fair play to them. And I take my hat off to them all. Absolutely brilliant.
The fans are faultless in all this. End of, because we're faultless. It's like these people are paying the money. It's not cheap anymore. It costs a fortune. The way days, because you've got a family. Because I saw people there yesterday who were like, I know go as a family. It costs a fortune. Yeah. It's not cheap anymore.
If you're going on the coach, like 30 odd quid each. If you're going in the car,
you won't get much change out of £100, would you?
For one person, you don't get much change out of 100 quid nowadays. Christ.
We left someone at the service stations yesterday by accident.
No. Who was it, Steve?
Yes, it was.
It weren't Steve.
It was. They did a head count, and somebody who was with him said he was with him and didn't realise he wasn't with him, and got on the coach. Says, "Yeah, everyone's on the coach," and we drove off. He was still at the services.
How did he get home?
Somehow he managed to get a lift from Knutsford to the next one, all the way around. No, he managed to get a lift. Mark Robbins, yeah.
Oh, he jumped back on the coach in the next services.
You stopped at the services.
Yeah, Sandbach or Nuts. Yeah. Anyway, he got a lift from one services and the next one.
Wait, I'm going to message him now. I'm going to message Steve now. You didn't tell me that. That's brilliant. Oh, I'm messaging him. I'm going to hold on.
Right, Mark Packham, I love Mark Robbins. He's been a great manager for Coventry. I think it's our players. We need a couple of Hamers in midfield. I said we need a couple of hammers. We could do a couple of. Oh, yeah.
I thought you said hammers.
Davenport, you don't bite the hand that feeds you. The fans pay your wages. Spencer Payne, sooner Mike Ashley buys the club, the better. Scott Blue Hub. Robbins has called out fans before. He has done, actually. James Hollyoak, why would you clap for losing again? I don't get clapped for doing a bad job at work. They're too spoiled.
I do. I get clapped for doing a bad job at work.
So your boss has got really sore hands. When players react to different managers, look how many teams have struggled. A new manager comes in, and then all of a sudden they look like world beaters. MR is not the Messiah.
How do you think I broke my nose?
Graham Cockrell. You've not talked about the coaching staff behind Mark Robins. Well, it's a difficult one because we have done, but we don't really know what they do. We don't know. They're always, although they're always faceless, aren't they? It's weird.
Who are they?
Well, the only ones we know is Boateng and the other guy that came in from Wolves, whatever his name. What was his name? I can't remember his name. And that's the two we know.
I wasn't really interested in the coaches and all that. I just, because you only had a couple, you can remember the names, couldn't you? Nowadays, I ain't got a clue. You know, it's just.
There just seems to be a lot of blue tracksuits there for my liking. Probably too many.
Covandi, 100% Miles. It must be something you said, Miles, but 100%.
100%.
Need a clear number 2. Can't think of a successful club with no number 2.
Yeah.
I think they should go. I think they can't get any.
Don't have a number 2.
I think they should go back. They should go and get Lawrence back from America and bring him back as number 2.
Well, that's a good point, Ken, because our form has dipped since he left. It's not AD, it's since Lawrence has gone. We've been terrible since April.
Dennis Lawrence, bring back.
Final March, well, it's there, isn't it? That's courtesy of Danny, who sent me that. Said, look at that. Oh, look at that. It just looks terrible, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We beat Wolves just before the Huddersfield match. Yeah, look at the form after that.
And that's when he left, didn't he? He left then.
Yeah, look at it. It's just
Wolves,
and we've lost to some absolute dross at home. That's the worrying thing.
Yeah.
We've lost some absolute rubbish at home, and I don't care about the semi-final. My word, there's so many games we had after the semi-final were still terrible. Yeah, I'm not. Yes, let's get some more of these up.
Yeah, bring back Dennis Lawrence. Yeah,
Claudio's gone. Where's he gone?
Claudio?
He's left us. He's vanished. Bless him.
Claudio,
I don't know where he got to.
Here he comes back. He's coming back now.
Where did he go?
He's pulled his cable out.
Where did you go? What? He's gone again. Where did you go?
What happened?
Doug King's pulled the plug on me. He's
listening, isn't he?
He ain't back from Wembley yet. What are you on about?
DK's listening.
I've got a brand new mouse and I've got too many buttons on it, and and it's bigger than my hand, so it's.
Hey up! Hey up! Hey up!
It took you out of the equation altogether.
Right, where did we get to? I don't know where you got to.
I'm getting there.
I don't know which question you got, the comments you got to.
I can't remember. We were talking about.
Oh, here's one. I'll put this one up. Look, Miles, that's a top point. I think you're right. With him being told what to say, they are wrapped in cotton wool. See, I'm right again. You found it yet, or what? He's stuck. Right, while we're waiting for him to find the comments. Oh, go on.
A Saturday night, we're going around in circles. Dr. Claire, 20 coaches, Kings, Robin, Vivash, etc. Wherever it is, the season is unexceptional. It's true, isn't it?
Well, it's not working, isn't it? It's not working.
There's no excuse for the monitor of supporters' reaction. It's a frustration, but negative fans and booing, etc., will not make us win.
I agree.
I agree, Dawn. Definitely agree with that.
Ian Harris, of course, is in LA. I still trust in Robbins to sort us out. PSB, SBA in LA.
Yeah, they'll turn it round. No
GLG, AV was sacked for gross misconduct, so won't be coming back if that's the case.
That's what I said. That's why I said let's go for Dennis Lawrence instead.
Mick Davenport, 10 games are up. Time to face reality. Dawn Cook, I'm glad MR said something to the jumped up little snot dobbing off. Good job he wasn't sat next to me. I've definitely been put in his place.
Good girl, Dawn. Good girl. Well said.
These young ones these days don't know what's Adam and do they?
Oh, hey, wrap it up in cotton wool, eh, Dawn? Not.
Sports photos, you're right about complaining. It's about passion for me. Right has none. You won't change the decision, but you're putting a marker down for the next time there's a 50-50 decision.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
can I ask Dave Sports Photo a question? Dave Sports Photos, do you take photos of Cov City players when at games? That's all I want to ask.
All right. He also says,
Carry on.
imagine the reaction to the decision. Wright just shrugs it off. The ref goes away happy with the decision. Andrew Gray, agree with Claudio about the tackling. Never seemed to come out with the ball. Whichever of the many coaches is responsible for that, and passing should be collecting their P45s this morning. One positive was Mark R says. One positive, Doven. The two reactions say excellent.
Yeah.
Craig Robinson from the Sky Blues Fans Forum. People calling for Robins to go ridiculous. Long ago, people were calling for a bronze statue of the man who has turned this club around from the doldrums of League.
That's right. They were. They're
He's
same
right.
fans. Same fans
Yeah.
were calling for a statue.
Here's
Another-
Mark Robbins now. Here he is. He's here.
Another slight positive. The performance had improved from flaccid and limp to all right, I suppose.
Yeah.
I've had that said to me many a time.
We said it was a bit.
Paul Hughes, Jimmy Thellin, Aberdeen is an excellent manager, worth a thought.
No, we've got Mark Robbins at the moment. Oh, he's gone again. He's gone again. Right, while we're waiting for him, right, I just want to say, Paul Hughes went to the game yesterday, who comes on this show. Can you believe, right, Paul Hughes was sat next to Jack, Neil and Tyler. He's there.
And he bought the tickets separately.
Separately. Yeah, unbelievable. And he cheered me up today. There's Paul Hughes there.
Oh, he looks very young there, Paul.
Oh, he looks young there, doesn't he? Oh, bless him. He cheered us up with these today. And there's the old Mighty Sky Blues look on top of the old bus for the FA Cup. So he just cheered me up. I want to give Tony Swidek a shout out as well. He was at the game yesterday with my cousin Martin. There's Martin. You know, he went all that way as well, bless him. And there's Paul. There he is, in Somerville. Brilliant. Claudio's back. Carry on, Claudio.
Go
on. Sorry about this. It is this new mouse, Wayne Littlewood. Miles, that's the top point. Sorry. Daniel Jeffcott. Robin's reaction to some of the fans says a lot. Really unlike MR to react. Lee Dan, Rodriguez' injury was a thigh strain, Claudio. MR said he struggled to adapt to rigorous training regime compared to where he came from in Australia. Blimey. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Crucial MBTS. Terrible recruitment. Mason Clark a flop. Taught not up to the championship standard. Dovin, I'm not sure about. No leaders whatsoever in the whole squad. System sad to see. League One, here we come.
Wow.
No, we're not going to League One.
Stephen Suddens, the communication since King was taken over has been very different. The fans deserve some honesty at the very least. It is interesting. A lot of people have said it. It's gone very quiet, and Will King's disappeared as well from socials.
Yeah.
Will's okay though. Will is okay.
Yeah. And Joiner, Eden Lovelace had a great meal Friday night in Mark's Pub, the Crew Arms from the Leamington Rock Supporters Group. Sad for all the travelling SBA ESD. Miles and CJ's absence made no difference. I agree, Miles. I think MR will turn it around in the next 2 games.
Yeah, big games.
Mason Clark's being played on the right he's a brilliant left forward. Haji Wright is keeping him up of playing in his best position. I would play him ahead of Wright. He's lazy.
Yeah, as we said before, players have got to play in their right position.
I hope you're right, Miles, but I think you're in cloud cuckoo land with that one. I don't know what that was.
3-0 and Bassett hat-trick.
Oh, yeah. Nick Davenport says, King is a problem influenced by Sisu. Graham Cockrell, Dennis back big time. We should sing his name next home game. Nick Davenport, Claudio's had enough. Mark Robbins. Mark R, have you noticed how all the blue tracksuits disappear the moment the final whistle goes? You don't see them acknowledge the crowd.
Yeah.
Houdini in full swing with Claudio. Mick Davenport as King took a vow of silence. It is interesting. He's disappeared.
Yeah, he's not doing any appearances on BBC CWR or anything, is he?
No.
No comments whatsoever.
When the fans stop singing his name, that's not a good sign. Correct, Claudio. Another ominous sign is when fans start saying, I don't want Robbins out. But that's true as well. Crucial MVTS. King definitely the problem. Too much meddling from Mr. King. This 100 backroom staff is not working for City. Bring Dennis Lawrence back for sure. Kev 380. Why was Dennis allowed to leave in the middle of the season in the first place?
Well, I think he got offered a job he couldn't turn down at the end of the day. I think the club let him go.
In America, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But this makes a good point, though, because if you really want people, you have to spend the money. It's just that's football,
He's
isn't it?
probably been offered a job, probably triple his wages, and be mad to turn it down, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
definitely.
Doug Boland, we've got MR, all these people trying to replace him already. Wind me up. Daniel Worden, something needs to be done about these 12:30 kickoffs. It's completely unfair on the fans.
It is, and I'm glad he brought this up because we spoke about this last season. Do you remember at Christmas time we had to travel up to Leeds, Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
There was a lot of travelling, wasn't there, last Christmas, if you remember, in December, and you got Christmas coming up and you had to go on all these long journeys. 1 week you're in Middlesbrough, next week you're in Leeds, and you don't think about the fans at all. And it's like we got Sunderland again this month, haven't we? And we got Middlesbrough this month as well. And you think they would look at it and think, well, hold on a minute. You can't. Why do these fans have to have 2 long trips? Why can't they do 1 long trip in the month and then a shorter one, somewhere else locally? And at Christmas, like in the old days, you used to play all the local teams.
Local teams, yeah.
So if you played on Boxing Day at home, if you like West Brom, and then New Year's Day you play West Brom away. So you're all close. I know it's different for Plymouth and Portsmouth because there ain't many clubs near them. And Cardiff and Swansea, they could play at Christmas, couldn't they? Yeah. Boxing Day and then New Year's Day. I think they do need to re-look at this. They really do, because I don't know who's in control of it all, but they definitely don't look at the fans in all of this.
I think Sky TV have a lot to do with it, don't they?
Yeah, but they don't pick the fixtures.
No, but they dictate what time they kick off.
Yeah, but the EFL do the fixtures, don't they? So the EFL should really look at it. In 1 month you're at Preston, Middlesbrough, Sunderland within the space of 4 weeks?
Yeah.
3 weeks, actually. So in the space of 3 weeks, you're in Middlesbrough, Sunderland, Preston. It's a long old trek, isn't it?
It's a lot of miles, yeah.
Yeah. It's over 600-mile round trip for the 3 games.
Yeah.
So, they don't take it into account. Okay, carry on.
This is from Colin Brownfield. Did you see Lat's interview after the game saying fans have the right to rant at the players as they pay a lot of money to see us play?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if they play like that if we don't get the result on Tuesday, I can see some of our fans end up in the scrubs after the game. It's only down the road, isn't it? I might be one of them. Daniel Jeffcott.
Are you going Tuesday, Claudia?
Oh, I'm on holiday this week.
Oh, you go to London, are you?
Daniel Jeffcott. Yeah. Daniel Jeffcott. Fingers crossed we turn it around Tuesday. First London away game. Let's hope it's a good one. Wayne Litwood will be under PSR rules with all our backroom staff.
I think we will be.
Bella Taylor. Evening, Bella. I'm hoping we'll do well on Tuesday night. I'll take a scrappy 1-0 win. I think we all will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got Mick Davenport. Can someone make up a new King song as he doesn't deserve the one he's got?
No, we haven't sang it for ages either, have we?
No, we haven't.
Paul Cuttyford. No unity between players and manager and coaches, but we must get behind the team Tuesday. DK out. My God, this is changed, isn't it? It's turning.
DK out. DK out.
DK out. Wow.
Well,
That's the first one we've seen so far. Paul's leading the way. Lee Dunn, our poor form isn't down to Dennis Lawrence leaving. I've never heard such garbage since I've been watching your show. Well, Lee, I look at the results since he left. That's all we're saying. There's something's happened since that period to now. And, you know, that's the only person who left. I mean, he left before AD.
Should we show Lee the graph again?
Yeah.
This one. There you go. So there's your graph. Well, that one's the best one, isn't it? So
Yeah.
what was you saying? So since Wolves...
So he left the Wolves match. The next game was Huddersfield away, which we won. And then look at the results after that. Look at the Reds.
Yeah.
That's what to look at. So something's happened. Something's changed.
Yeah, Huddersfield away 3-1, and then it's yeah, loads of red. Ooh. Anyway, look, it don't matter. It don't matter. We're going to turn it around. I know we are.
against some pretty average teams as well, there, weren't there?
Yeah, but we're going to turn it around. We're going to turn it around.
Dave Sports Photos, Miles. I haven't taken of the first team. I do occasionally go to Higgs and take photos of the under 21s.
Oh, cool.
Dave Bess. No one has heard of Seal of the King because he's morphed back into Joseph Parler. Sisu. Honestly. This is from Ian Harris. Dennis is assistant manager of Minnesota United FC here in MLS. Would love to have him back to support MR. Andrew Gray, on Tuesday, almost 31 years ago to the day since Bobby Gould walked out of the club following a hammering at Loftus Road.
Yeah,
really
5-1.
Street doesn't repeat itself behind MR all the way.
Claudia, you just missed this one. That one
sorry.
there.
Yes, Paul Cusford, get Amazon delivery to do the route plan for the football.
That'd be a good idea.
Lee down, players just need to set up banging goals they've been missing. Our luck will turn. There's a lot of games left for us. Let's get behind our club people.
There's a long way to go.
It is a long way to go.
Long way to go. I know we're all getting a bit uptight, but way to go.
Graham Cockrell, there's a price cap for away fans in the Premier League. All clubs charge the same. Championship should do the same.
Yeah, well, we had that conversation with the Spurs fan, didn't we?
Yeah.
It's 20 is plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Mick Damport, we don't have any coaches. The Fisher Sapala and her cronies in disguise. Colin Banfield, your box is free then Tuesday. Well, it is. Because
You are going corporate as well, aren't you, Tuesday?
Anyway, let's move on to the next one.
Again?
No,
Yeah.
Shush now. Wayne Littlewood, Lee clearly.
You're going corporate again?
What?
Unbelievable. I never get invited. Never, ever do I get invited.
Lee.
This is from one of his works colleagues.
Unbelievable.
Lee clearly doesn't like facts.
Just look after yourself, why don't you?
Assassin's Unite. King out is ridiculous.
Don't worry about your colleagues on here. And just go on your own and go. Don't invite anyone else. Not as I really want to know.
King out is ridiculous. Sisu were trying to sell the club for a decade. Nobody wanted it till King.
Yeah, but till King. But has he spent any of his own money? That's the question people are asking.
He has on the changing rooms and the training ground and the field down there and the car park they've got now. They're well happy. They've got their own parking spaces.
Was that his money or was that money generated?
It's all his own, isn't it?
Who knows? Who knows? Well, we played football. We had a gravel car park and one dodgy pitch at Brighton. It's not,
Yeah, I will give him that. Brighton looks fantastic now.
yeah, but it's meant to emulate our home pitch. It hasn't helped us at all. We can't win since they've done that. It's ridiculous. Everything should be in our favour. The bigger gates, the best gates we've had for 30, 40, almost 50 years actually. Average gates.
28,000 we're getting.
The training facilities to emulate the CBS. Everything is done for the players to improve their performance. And it's still not happening. So something is not right. Anyway, Lee Dan, I saw
Can I ask a question? Do you get congestion charge to go to QPR?
Depends how you travel. Anyway, Lee Dan.
In the bloody car. How else do you think I'm going to travel?
Yeah, you will do. It's right in the middle of London, isn't it? It's
by car, yeah.
Not
by train.
Lee Dan, I saw the graph, lads. Doesn't mean anything. We could have got results in most of our games this season. It's small margins. I love your
I love it. I think it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, mate. Superb. Like we're saying, we're going to win 3-0 on Tuesday, and Bissett's going to get hat-trick. Put a fiver on it. Put a fiver on it, then you buy me a beer at the next game.
I thought we were going to win Saturday. That's my prediction was. GLB Boxing doesn't help selling Rolls Royces, replacing them with larders.
Larders. Larders. Do you remember larders?
Do they still make larders?
No, I don't think they do. But I went out with a girl, right, and her brother had a larder.
Yeah.
One of them 4x4 ladders.
Really?
It was steel. It was made out of steel. It was like heavy as anything. The doors, it was ridiculous. And he loved it. He thought it was brilliant because you couldn't break it.
Yeah.
The only larder I knew as a kid growing up was where we used to keep the food. Yeah, you used to skip upside down. It was a larder, wasn't it? That's what they used to say. That was Peter Doolan. I've heard from a good source that players. Was that a scope? I've heard from a source that the younger players have an attitude problem.
Well, they did all right. They did all right last week in Birmingham.
Oh yeah, Mark Backham. Come on, Cov. Tuesday night we can beat quarter pound of rubbish. Lol. Rangers.
We can.
Benjamin Skelton. November looked very tough for Coventry. How was the holiday miles? He hasn't gone yet.
Not gone yet.
Oh, it'll be going soon.
Not long now, Benjamin.
Craig Robinson from Sky Blue Fans Forum. It's simple, Miles. Sky are manipulating the league and kick-off times to try and gain people to pay pay-per-view for watching the game on TV because of the travelling involved.
Oh, thank you very much, Craig. Well, I won't be buying Sky, that's for sure.
It's always going to be awkward. A 12:30 kickoff, even home games for me on 12:30 Saturdays is a pain in the backside.
Yeah,
I don't like getting
rush. Yeah,
I don't like getting out of bed on a Saturday.
Yeah. Oh,
Mark Robbins.
There you go. I think that annoys me about our passing is that more often than not, the player receiving the ball is stationary. Yeah. Colin Bramfield, Miles, you might get an invite one day.
I doubt it. He's selfish, just looks after himself.
It's nothing to do with me.
Just looks after himself, Colin. Doesn't think about anybody else. Not like Kenneth. Kenneth thinks about everybody. And looks after
I try to, yes.
Claudio just thinks about himself. Can't you tell? Look at the state of him. He's finally got that silly Italian flag down, that's for sure.
I nearly put it back up. My wife said, what are you going to dress up as tonight? I said, the Grim Reaper, I reckon.
Talking about dressing up, can I just make an announcement? This Saturday, I'll do it Thursday, but this Saturday, if you've got nothing planned after the Luton game, because it's 12:30 kickoff, go home, get changed, get your fancy dress on. We're having a Halloween party at the Old Shepherd. And it's
Ah,
disco and karaoke this week.
oh, you got the extra karaoke this week.
Yeah, I've already had a couple of Cov fans message me saying, when you're doing karaoke in Coventry? I said, yeah, this Saturday at the Shepherd, 7:30 till late, karaoke and disco, fancy dress, and there's a prize for the best fancy dress. So come along.
It is
I've got-
it's a fantastic venue as well, that is, isn't it?
It's a brilliant venue. The people are so friendly, so nice. It is just so good. And there's loads of Cov fans in there. So
Yeah.
I'm well at home with it all. It's just
Yeah.
brilliant.
Oh, I've been down there myself. It is very nice. Yeah, it's good.
You were well surprised, weren't you?
Yes.
Is it first? Is it first prize for the best dressed Joe Sapala?
No, I've got mine going as Doug King.
Okay. I wonder what reception he'll get.
Wayne Litwood, I think this channel could organise a VIP box day and leave Claudio out due to his inability to share his box.
Yeah.
Yes.
Give him a wave. We can
Yes.
we can sing to him. We can see you. You can see you in your seats down the
Yeah,
bottom.
just it's about himself, Mr. Wayne Littlewood. He does.
Lee Dan, Dave Littlewood is talking out his backside. Oh,
Dave Littlewood. Oh.
I think it's Wayne. I think he means Wayne.
Oh,
The are being paid too much, according to Mick. On the up, MR is. It's interesting. If MR is sacked, which one of the coaches will take over? Will there be a raffle? Be careful what you wish for.
We don't want him sacked. We don't want him sacked.
I'm not sure we can afford to sack him anyway. They'll have to get rid of.
he's on a very good contract by all accounts.
Yeah, but
I
when you
don't
bring
want him sacked.
it'll cost the club a fortune to sack him.
Exactly.
Claudio is the had you right of the webcast. It's all about claiming the prawn sandwiches for himself.
Yeah, he is the had you right. He is definitely
Very selfish. Yes.
me.
Well, Cuttyford. This is how George Michael felt when he had to tell Andrew Ridgely he's out of the band. Paul Cuttyford ducking out because his first priority is the players and their contracts, playing Russian roulette with people's lives. Dave Best. Long way to go, but I can't see no change. We are awful and lack everything. Worrying we haven't played any of the big boys yet except Leeds. I fear the worst. Doug Bowen and Claudius helicopter is exempt from TFL charges. Wayne Litwood, Lada Samara, absolutely woeful cars, go round a corner too fast and the wheel would fall off. Hey, our wheels are falling off at the minute.
They still make them apparently in Russia.
Yeah, behind the Iron Curtain. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, whether you want one or not. Lee Dan, I believe we lost to potential winners of the league in Sheffield Wednesday. Watch this space. Dear, oh dear, Lee, what you been drinking? They're not going to win anything. Oh, well, I'll tell you what, Lee, if they do, fair play to you. That's a bold prediction, that is. Brian Cronin, sure we'll turn this bad run round, hopefully starting Tuesday. Just feel Robin still does not know his best starting 11. What's your thoughts? I heard it. I swear. And it's a worry, isn't it? It's 10 games into the season. You should have an idea what your starting lineup is or your best 11, surely.
You should do. I don't think he does. To be honest, you're right. I don't think he does know his best 11.
Do you think then it's because we haven't filled those gaps that we needed to fill?
Yes.
He doesn't
Definitely.
know.
Without a doubt.
Got to be,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's
I'd play Binks every day, all day long. I'd play Binks all day long.
Yeah, Binks is going to start for me at the back. Him and Thomas, I think.
Yeah.
And whoever plays after that. I don't know.
I thought Binks and Latty did okay yesterday. Thomas, for me, still brings out the ball too slowly. He's the one out of the. He's the one that slows things down for me. Yet he gets at the other pitch with that great header at the end, and luckily didn't score. But I think our issue now, going back to the team, is midfield. We don't. It's not cohesive at all. We don't. there was a times when Bassett Sims was ambling forward, but the gap between our forward and our midfield was massive if we're meant to be pressing. Those lads have got to be up the pitch all the time. You've got to be up and down, up and down, up and down. They can't stop. And we do it for about 10 minutes and then it stops.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never seem to be doing it for even 75% of the game.
You know as well, have you noticed there's no defender that picks up the ball and runs with it? We know Binks has got a good shot on him, and he can carry the ball. We haven't got that. That no one's doing that. No one's trying to run forward. Do you remember when Big Mo used to pick up the ball and he run the length of the pitch with the ball, didn't he?
Yeah.
He just
all the crowd used to get behind him.
Yeah, get out of the way. No one was going to stop him, were they? Because of the size of him, he was just going to run through them all and knock them over like 10 pins in the bloody 10-pin bowling. Because that's how he was. Binks can do that, but we don't seem to say to him, "Go on, run with the ball, pick it up and run with it."
Yeah, I mean, Thomas. I can remember Thomas doing it last season a couple of times, but they just I don't know. It's almost like they're told not to do it. I'm not sure. Yeah. Brian Cronin. Sorry, didn't that one. Daniel Jeffcott. Claudia, you had a larder so posh. You did. Craig Cockrell, thanks for a good chat tonight, guys. We all support the team. I hope we turn it around on Tuesday. Poor Miles bitter. No, not at all. He's had his chances, man. No. He's just all too busy. Ken's not saying much. He's been there just as much as I have.
I've been I've only been a couple of times. I think the appearances is Claudio 6, Ken 2, Miles 1.
That's about right.
Yeah, my season ticket might be revoked next season for not sitting in my seat.
Yeah, because they'll be coming round to check where you are. Why is this guy sitting in his seat? What's he doing?
Colin Bradfield, I will be down Dylan's at Luton on the weekend. Will you be in? Will you be there?
No, not this week. Too early.
Too early.
No.
Benjamin Skelton. One thing I'll ask Claudia. Okay, you say something isn't right. What do you think it is? How many games does we have until enough is enough for Mark Robbins? Sometimes change needed. Good questions, Benjamin.
That's a great question. Come on, Claudio.
Okay, here you go. For me, I think it is behind the scenes. Whatever they are doing, it's not working behind the scenes, and I think it's reflected on the performance on the pitch. And because even last season, I mean, this change has been happening from. I know we got quite a few in the summer, but it started last February with the new analyst and Dr. Claire. And I just think it's the whole system, the whole backroom staff, the way we're doing it now, it's just not suited to maybe the way Robbins manages a football team. Yes. When it says how many games, well, that's down to Doug King, isn't it? I mean, it's such a difficult one, isn't it? Because if we go on another up to the next international break and we still are where we are, serious decisions might have to be made.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that.
If you leave it too late, it could be too late, because it's surprising how a new manager can change the fortunes of a team with the same players. Yeah.
Right, is that all the comments?
No. Miles can't be in. I'll take my private jet plane from Cornwall. Lol.
Oh yeah, pick me up, Mark. Pick me up.
All right, Keno Tomo. I've heard they're going to name a stand after Claudio.
Yeah.
Lee Dan, Chiefs now had 3 games since he's come back. We should be seeing the best of him soon. We should only help the squad. I feel optimistic regardless of recent results. Let's get behind our players. Yes. I want Lee to do pre-match team talk.
Ben's getting fitter and fitter each game, and it will get there.
Marcus J reckons there's no one decent enough to replace him. CD, keep the good work, guys. When you hit the big time on YouTube, you can buy the club.
Cheers, CD.
Craig Robinson, Claddy, where's the Italian flag behind you gone? It's been a while since it appeared.
Yes.
It's there.
It's been taken down by Papa. Been taken down.
Oh, he's moved the camera just so you could see it. Look, unbelievable.
Mark, would you stick with the 5-3-2 formation on Tuesday? Yes.
Me,
Yes.
me. Get me flag out.
I think we should stick with that formation because apart from, I know we didn't really deal with crosses well enough, but the only time we didn't deal with it completely, they scored. So I'd stick. I think we've got to try not to concede. We've got to be strong.
I would make one change.
Go on then.
Who would that be?
Asante for Sims.
All right, okay, that's a good shout.
That's positive, yeah.
Yeah.
That may work.
Wayne Littwood, it'd be interesting to know how many changes we've made in 10 games compared to other teams. That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, there could be wholesale changes because he said they don't like playing 2 games in a week. Well, this is 2 games in 3-4 days, isn't it? So interesting. Dave Sports Motors, good question, Miles. It is congestion charge and ULEZ.
Oh, okay. What? So you got congestion charge. What's ULEZ?
That's the other one. There's all sorts. You pay that as you go into it. It costs a fortune.
Unbelievable.
That's the air, clean air charge, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
It's the most ridiculous thing ever because there's not like a great big dome over all these cities that are charging for congestion charge for the clean air. It's not like the air's getting filtered out the towns and cities, is it, at all?
No.
It's rubbish. And the traffic's no better in London. People are still driving in there. They're just taking money off them now. So anyway, that's a different podcast, whatever. Paul Cuttyfoot, the picture of DK at Wembley looks like he's sitting next to a serial killer. That man is scary. Right, Mick Danforth, King has got the wrong end of the stick. We need 11 players on the pitch, not 11 coaches. And GMB recruitment was done on the back of a fact packet. Surely they had 3 players per position they wanted. Losing quality, not replacing it, has DK laughing all the way to the bank. Yes, this is a comical boxer. Yeah, but who in their right mind would stand in the way of Big Mo running at you? There's only one person who's not Big Mo, and that was that the girl who ran the pitch, the streaker. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
He's got word, isn't it? Cunningham, what I would give for a Big Mo? Oh dear. Oh, sorry, me. What I would give for a Big Mo and a Fads in our defence. I wonder what he's going to say. So do you think we will spend any money in January?
Not for not knocking. Or... No.
No, I don't. I don't. You're mean.
This far away from the playoffs. No.
I gave Anne a shout out on the radio today as well, and now she's saying I'm mean. I don't know. Craig Robinson, Claudia, regarding the midfield and carrying the ball and going forward press, we had a certain player who did this. He was Callum O'Hare. We missed that kind of player. Yes. Well, what's good, and I like this, and this is why I love the comments, because it's all varied, they're all different. Somehow, if you put everybody's opinions together, it kind of all makes sense, doesn't it? Basically, and we're all singing off the same.
Well, look, we all want a successful football team, don't we? At the end of the day, that's what we're after.
Yeah, that's all we want. This is from Colin Bradford. Why are we not playing Latin midfield and put Binks and Thomas in defence?
I think who did I speak to said, why don't we put Kitchen, then Binks in the middle, and Bobby Thomas, and then play Latty in the middle of midfield, just sitting in front of them three, and then that free up a little bit of space for Ben Sheaf as well. So because Latty would just sit in front of them, could be an option.
Yeah, I see. When he's asked about this, Mark Robbins, he just says, "Yeah, we know he can do that playing midfield." He kind of like brushes it off. Yeah. That's all he gets. So to me, he's not even thinking about Latty in midfield.
No.
He has played in there though before, hasn't he? For us,
He plays there for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, he's played a couple of games.
Saul Smitherman, do you believe that Robbins has had any say in the appointments of Boateng and Carr?
Yeah, I think he did, because I think that the decision for them to come in was made well before AD Vivash left. They were coming in anyway to replace Dennis Lawrence. So it was long before. That decision was made before Vivash left.
Craig Robinson, Robbins is a hands-on manager, and it's slowly being taken away from him with all the recent backroom staff additions. Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to say. You'd said it very well there, Craig, in less words than I did. For ULEZ, ultra low emission zone.
Wow.
And
We started something here. Talking about congestion charges and stuff.
That's our forward line on Saturday, ultra low emission zone. How did Bissett miss that chance? Why didn't he take it with his left foot? That should be a goal, shouldn't it? He should have scored.
He could have squared it to Ellis Sims, but surely tapped it in
And let him miss it. You know, he should have scored.
He scored, wouldn't he? Ellis, surely.
So, if you're the manager, you must be so frustrating watching that. Thinking, come on, lads, you couldn't get any easier, could you?
I think he rushed it. He rushed it, didn't he?
Smashed it, didn't he?
Yeah, so frustrating. Sante is better on the wing. I would play Hadji right down the middle. Yes, we've said this a lot, Lee. Playing where he's meant to play and Clark on the left.
Down the middle. Yeah, we keep saying it, Lee, honest.
Wayne Atwood, we all dream of a team of Gary Breens.
No, we don't.
Just a money-making scheme for the council. We have it here in Bristol. I told you. See, it's
unbelievable.
We've got a ridiculous amount of comments. We're going to read a couple more out, I think. Mark Patman, there's too much confusion. It's all an illusion. I'm going to put the gold lame on. I'll wear that for Halloween. This is from Mark R. We've used 21 players in the league this season. Swansea, West Brom have used at least 20. Burnley are the most with 30 players.
Wow.
That's a lot. God, they must have a massive squad. I've got a couple. I won't put them on the screen. I'll read them out because it's quicker in a minute. Brian Cronin would like to see Collins back in goal. Dovin does not fill me with confidence, looking like a very poor signing. Lee Dan says, I believe we will dip into transfer market in January because there'll be more to choose from. King didn't want to panic buy when KP left late in the day. Maybe a playmaker in midfield. Mark R. Didn't Latty play holding midfield for us and was less than average? Jack Wykes says, where's Tavares? Surely Robbins can see he needs to play in. And this one from our friend Wayne. I heard ULEZ can bang 20 goals in a season. Yes. It's the striker. That's a good place to end it, I reckon.
Yeah, well, let's end it there because it's getting on. We can stay all night and talk about Coventry City, the ups and downs. And thanks very much for everybody who's commented tonight. There's been loads of comments. Probably can get... we'd still be here at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night if we had to go read them all because there's been so many comments about the Sky Blues tonight. So some positive, some negative, but everybody's got their opinion, haven't they? And that's the good thing about football. Everybody's all opinion. And but myself, I'm still behind Mike Robbins. I think he'll turn it round. I really do. And don't forget to like and subscribe, by the way, our channel. If you're commenting and watching, please like and subscribe. Totally free of charge. And if you want to come on the program anytime, the details are below there. Just send us your info to Sky Blue Fans TV, your name and a contact number, and we'll get in touch with you. And you can come on one of the shows either on a Thursday or Sunday night. Coach Travel, big travel, coach travel provider for Coventry City for the away games. Book on ccsctravel.co.uk, please. A fantastic company who can supply all your coaching needs, your travel needs. And home game parking. We've got a home game coming up this Saturday, of course, against Luton. If you're looking for off-site parking, just outside the CBS Arena, walking distance. Again, contact coventryparking.co.uk, and they'll
Also,
have a list.
travel as well.
Yeah, and then they'll have to list. They'll have to, home and away. They do away. If you go on their website, they'll tell you all the games they cover. They 90% of the grounds they cover across the UK. Anyway. So if you're travelling to an away game, they'll have a car park for you that you can book into as well. So it's worth contacting them. That's about it then, chaps. I think disappointing weekend, wasn't it, in the end? And
shall I just give you a quick blast of this? 10 seconds.
Go on.
Go on.
That brings back memories.
There we go. Cheer everybody up.
I think I don't know about you. I think they should still run out to that music.
Yeah, definitely should do.
Shouldn't they?
Yeah.
They should come out. They should come out to that music.
Yeah, definitely.
I remember at Highfield Road, it brought back so many memories then when you used to hear it all the time. You could hear it on the way up to the ground, and if you're running late, the team are coming out because that music's on. So, but yeah, I agree. I think they should bring it back. But anyway,
send me that, Claudio, and I'll send it off to someone I know that does the music at the ground.
Tell them we want it back. We want it back.
Yeah.
If they can fit it in, it'll be great. Anyway, look, Sky Blues travel to QPR on Tuesday night, West London. Bottom of the table, QPR, without a home win this season against the Sky Blues, who are looking to get a desperate 3 points.
Why did you say that? Bottom of the table, QPR.
Well, they are bottom of the table. The table. You keep telling me the table doesn't lie.
Doesn't.
And I looked at the table and they're bottom. So there you go. I only give facts. They are bottom, and we're looking to go there and get 3 points, nothing less. And I'm sure Mark Robbins can turn it around. I have faith in Mark Robbins. It's just the players need to sort themselves out. They need to get themselves together, and we know they can do it. They've turned it on a couple of occasions this season, and there's no reason why they can't do it because they are good enough. It's just they need to get together and get them 3 points in the bag. It doesn't matter if we win 1-0, deflected goal, whatever. As long as we get 3 points on Tuesday, and then we can take it from there into the home game against Luton on Saturday. So let's just hope we can do that, and we'll all be watching, all be listening. Claudio, of course, is going corporate, so they'll be watching from the stands. So we'll be back Thursday night. Miles, what we've got Thursday night show?
Hopefully, we're all going to be happy with Bissett's hat trick.
Yeah.
We'll have Spot the Ball as well this Thursday. So join us, and we'll try and get a Luton fan on, and we'll have a little chat about the old Luton game and QPR game as well. So we'll have Spot the Ball. Join us this Thursday, and we've got a video clip from Mr. View Sky as well for the Luton game. So there you go. That's what we got coming up.
That's our first game against Luton since that very heartbreaking Wembley playoff.
Payback time.
Yeah, I think definitely payback time. Anyway, look, that's it. We've run out of time. Play up Sky Blues for Tuesday night. Let's hope we get 3 points. Thanks very much, Miles. Thanks, Claudia, for coming on tonight.
No
Thank you
worries.
to the QPR fan Jazz Rod as well for his opinions. And what flag's that? Is that the FA Cup final?
Come on.
FA Cup final, yeah.
Whatever.
Right, look, we've seen enough.
Yes.
Play up,
see you.
Sky Blues, and a very good night to all. See
I've
you
got prawn sandwiches to get to. Come on.
next live show Thursday. Good night.
Oh, before you all go, Lando Norris has just overtaken Max Verstappen with 3 laps to go. Go on, Lando.
Oh, okay.
See you later. Ta-ra.
Sky Blue Fans TV. For the fans, by the fans.